I think we started very well the game. We scored after a minute, I believe, and then we kept going. We scored another one and a third one, and I think we played very well the first half. The second half we came out a little bit flat and didn't play for the whole half. So I'm not very happy with the second half, but overall it's a good win. It's 3 points and we take them.
You had 4 goals as a team in the first half, like you mentioned, one just 13 seconds in, and then about 5 minutes in, you played a ball to Ricardo. Talk about the ball you played to him and the finish that he had from the left side of the field.
Yeah, it was very windy today, so I knew that the goalkeeper wouldn't hit it very long. And the ball came right to me, and I saw Ricardo, and I headed it to him, and he scored a fantastic goal.
And talk about just your team overall. You were able to put a lot of different players in the game today, and everyone contributed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that it already happened a few times this season that every player saw the field, and players that usually don't play much made a great impact today, like Dara, Jorge, Adam came in, did a great job. So I think we have 24 players that can play, and you saw it today. It's very important, you know, for our confidence to get into those games with a win, and we're very excited. You know, those are very important games ahead of us. But let's first think of the first game, and then when we win that game, then we can think about the second one.
Today was a very important game for us, Evan, and in recent weeks we've had a little bit of a dip in our form, especially in the way we've been starting games. So it was something we talked about all week, and something we definitely talked about before the game. We had to come out raring to go, and I mean, you know, the stats don't lie, and the goal within 13 seconds showed that. I was very proud of how we came out, stuck it to them right from the off, and going back to the start of the season, when we come out like that, we're a dangerous team. Come out with our tails up, we get on top, and then we move on from there. So I'm very happy about that. I've been lucky here in my career at MSUB to score a few headers. I'm not a very tall guy, but you know, we've got such great service from some of our guys on those free kicks and those corners. Today it was Jacob whipping it in, freshman. I think he finished with 2 assists on the match. It was a beautiful ball in. I just had to be there, and you know, I was in the right spot at the right time, and fortunate enough it went in. So I'm happy with that.
And you talk about gaining some confidence back, making a statement after a tough 3-1 loss on Thursday. How is this going to help you heading into your next matches with a big win like this?
Yeah, it was something we talked about again all week and before the game, that this was going to be a turning point in our season. We had to rediscover that form that we had early on, and starting games off better on the front foot, coming out ready to go. And I think we did that today. And there was a lot of tired bodies out there. You know, there's been a bit of an illness going around school, and you know, but it was a good effort from the boys to come out and score early, and we could just sit on the back of that, you know, and start to control the game a little bit, like we usually like to do. So I'm just looking forward to next week, taking that momentum and starting games the way we need to start games again.
2 goals within the opening 6 minutes of the match set the tone early, Coach, in a 5-1 victory over St. Martin's today. Your thoughts on your team coming out and scoring a goal 13 seconds into the match?
I think we came out flying, and that was one of the things that we spoke about in the locker room. We needed a reaction after a not very good performance against SPU, and I think that the guys gave us that exactly. 2 goals within a couple of minutes after kickoff. Very happy with that. Afterwards, unfortunately, I think we got a little flat. Started playing a little bit better again towards the end of the first half, but overall I thought that this first half was, you know, one of the best first halves that we've seen out here during our season. So very happy with the way the guys came out, challenging for balls, first, second, third balls, creating tons of chances. And again, I think that Ricardo scored an absolute worldie today with his left foot. But it's not just him. Very happy for Jacob Richter as well, who had 2 assists. Very happy for Guido Riffeser, who got his first stat for MSUB, an assist as well. Great for Thiago Novis, who got his first goal for us. So collectively, good performance. Second half wasn't as good. We did create a lot of chances again, but I believe we got a little complacent in front of goal, a little selfish maybe even. I'm glad to see that Ricardo was able to score a second goal late on in the game. We dominated, we played from the back. That was something that we were happy with, but just we missed a little bit of sharpness in front of goal in the second half.
Talk about the importance of coming out in this game and setting the tone after a tough 3-1 loss to Seattle Pacific, a game you really needed to get on the board early, and that's what you did today.
Well, again, we needed a reaction, and we needed something that we could hold on to go into next week's games, to next week's practice sessions first and then the games, because these are some of the games that we really need to get a result in. These are really games that we need to get 3 points, and if you want to stay in the race, right now the G-neck is very, very tight. Everyone is within a couple of points of each other, so getting a win today, and especially getting a good performance or putting a good performance together today was vital for us. And again, I can't say how happy I am that the guys came out roaring in the first half.
The wind at your backs in the first half, Tom Lohman really distributing the ball effectively as he normally does.
Well, it's not just Tom that I'm happy with. It was our whole defense, because we didn't give away too many chances. We conceded a soft goal, to be honest, on a set piece, an own goal that should never have been a corner kick in the first place, and then a soft own goal. Very happy for Tom that he saved his first penalty kick for MSUB. I think it came at the right time, because St. Martin's could have gotten back into the game if that ball would have ended up in the back of the net. But like I said, it's not just him. Also, the guys that came off the bench, like Chris Box did a good job. Guys like Eli Williams, Strom Nurnberger, Anthony Morel, who played a considerable amount of minutes again today. So it was our whole back line that put together a good performance, I thought. And obviously Tom is going to get some of the attention with the penalties that he saved, but it's a team effort, and that's what we want.